Hey guys, Jess with Peekaboo Wreath. So thank you for coming back. We're gonna put our ribbons on. Last time we talked, we put our mesh on here, we chose our ribbons, and we put our pipe cleaners on. So now it's time to add the ribbons. So the ribbon choices that I ended up going with for the outside are gonna be different than the inside rings. So for the outside, we're gonna alternate this yellow one and this burlap polka dot. And behind it, each of those, we're going to put one of these, this cream burlap canvas bubble bee ribbon. And then on the inside ones, we're going to put this satiny white with yellow and black bumblebees and the purple and white stripe to bring out the purple that we have in our mesh and the purple and yellow florals that we will be adding to this wreath as well. So what we're doing is when we cut our First of all, when we got our pipe cleaners ready to go on here, I told you that we cut off a little bit of the edge, about 2 inches off of each pipe cleaner before we twisted it on there. And that is so that after we put the ribbon in, we don't need to cut it at that point. A lot of people will, after they put their ribbon in, they will trim it with wire cutters. And I feel like when I'm starting to add ribbon in, I just want to keep going. I don't want to stop and have to clip each time, or have a lot of empty pipe cleaner coming through the back of the wreath. So what I do when I add the ribbon in is I take it and I fold it in half. So you find the middle part, you open it back up, and at that middle part, you gather it like this. So it looks like a little bow tie. Since it's wire, if you run your fingers through here, it'll make like a little bit of a curve. Kind of looks like a bird, I guess. And then you fold it like this so it's towards you, because you want your ribbons to all be seen on the wreath. So then you take your pipe cleaner, you twist it once or twice, 2 or 3 times if you want, and then you tuck it back underneath the ribbon. You take the ribbons here, you kind of fluff them out like that. Since it's a 1.5 inch on top of a 2 inch, you'll be able to see it, the 2.5 inch one underneath it, even if the 1.5 inch does go on top. But you want to do your best to fan them out as best as possible so that you can see each of your beautiful wreaths beautiful ribbons that you've selected, excuse me. So then you move on to the next one. And at the end, before you take pictures of your wreath, you're gonna wanna go through and fix your ribbons so that they're nice and fluffy, not smushed, not wrinkled, but showing proudly on somebody's door. So just like with the last one, you take the pipe cleaner, you twist it once or twice, and then you tuck it underneath the ribbon bundle like that. Like we talked about before, you don't have to snip it. You bring your ribbons up, open them out, and then you're good to go to move on to the next one. So again, we have 12 ties on the outside. You want to make that top ribbon kind of even. You don't want it too long on one side, not long enough on the other. It's all in the details is what I say. That's the motto that I've gone by since I started this and in life, right? You want to do your best in all aspects of your life. You don't want to give a half effort when you could do the full effort. You always want to do your best. That's what I teach my kids too. You're going to do it. You might as well do it the best you can. So then we're going to bring them out like that and go on to the next one. It's kind of soothing to get it's kind of monotonous, but then at the same time it's kind of relaxing to be able to do this and to know that when it's complete, it's going to look gorgeous and it's going to brighten up somebody's door, brighten up somebody's day, I think too. That's been one of the things that I've been writing on my thank you cards that I send with each wreath ordered. I have a special postcard that I made, and it has a couple pictures of some of my wreaths on it, my contact information, my shop info for my Etsy shop where all my wreaths are listed. But I've been writing, I always write a handwritten note on the back because who doesn't like a handwritten note, right? I'm thankful for each and every order. And I've been writing about how I hope that each wreath brings in the sunshine and smiles. That's what when I envision sunshine, it's warm, it's comforting. It's hard to have a bad day when it's sunshiny outside. Lately here in Michigan, it has been cloudy and rainy, which I know it's Michigan. I know it's not one of the southern states that gets super hot all the time. That's one of my favorite things I like about Michigan is that we have 4 true seasons. Fall is my favorite, but usually by Memorial Day, which is this Monday, it is warm. We go to a Memorial Day parade every single year with my kids, with family, and I love it. I love being able to carry on traditions that remind me of my childhood. Growing up, we would go to a Memorial Day parade every single year in the city that we lived in. And what was so fun was the city that we lived in, if you participated in any type of school marching band, Girl Scouts, different sports, you got to march in the parade, which was super fun because you got to pass out candy and you got to see all your friends that were either in the parade with you or sitting along the side waiting to catch candy. And now every year I get to do that with my own kids, and it makes me so nostalgic, but also so excited to get to see them enjoy that and maybe carry on that tradition with their kids. But either way, it's been in the 50s here in Michigan, and I don't think it's supposed to be much warmer for Monday. Hopefully it doesn't rain, because who likes a parade when it's raining outside? I'm sure the kids won't mind too much, but it's not going to be my favorite time, I guess. But anyways, when I did choose these ribbons, my thought process behind it was to choose a burlap ribbon, like I did with these polka dots. The polka dots on the burlap ribbon kind of match the polka dots that are on this bee ribbon on the back here. We have these yellow and black and white polka dots on here, and then we have the white polka dots on this burlap. And that burlap ribbon also ties in the burlap mesh that we have right here. So natural elements, looking good. Let's put this one in. Then I'm gonna have to grab a few more, I think. All right, we are almost done with this outside ring. We have 12 on the outside, 6 on the inside. This one here that I'm working on is going to be a wreath with a large bow as a focal point instead of a sign. And then I'm going to put those little, let me go grab a couple more ribbons. We're going to put some of those metal bees in there like I showed you the other day. I think that'll be super cute. So you have 1, 2, 3 more here on the outside. These extra ones that I had cut, I have not dovetailed yet. So let me do that. Let me remind you guys how to do that as well. So when you have the ribbons, see how it's flat when you cut it? It gives it more of a finished look if you dovetail those, and you can do it more than one as long as you have a sharp pair of scissors. So you cut, it's like a V. Let's get those little extra pieces, and then it looks like that. So it's called a dovetail. And let's get these. You line them all up, fold it in half, cut along the crease up towards the edge. And if you accidentally cut the wrong way, it becomes obvious, because instead of it looking like a V like this, it'll look like a V up, which is not the cutest look. And if you do that, it's not the biggest deal. You can just recut them. All right, so as we were, you put the ribbon on top of that, fold it in half, scrunch it up like a little bow tie, fold it in half like that, and then put it in your tie. I don't open up the ties. Some people, they will open the ties up that have the mesh in them, but I don't feel like that's necessary. I always have enough length on those ties to stick my ribbons in there. So we'll put these last couple in there, and then we'll be good to go. The next step will be to make a bow, which you guys will see that video, and then final video will be adding florals and adding those little bees in. And then we will be good to go. So just like anything, like most things, it looks easier and less time consuming than it is. If you guys have been watching all the steps, there's lots of steps that go into making a wreath, but I love it. I love how it's so rewarding to know that somebody loves something that you make. When you guys leave reviews, it really warms my heart to know that somebody loves my wreath. It makes them happy. It became part of their home. And it's an honor to know that something that you make can make an impact on somebody else. Some people might think wreaths are just not a big deal, not so serious. And I mean, compared to things in the grand scope, wreaths are not serious, right? But to know that I bring a smile to somebody's face is just enough for me. So let's put these on now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, because since we have 6 ties in the middle, we're going to put these on 4 of them and then leave 2 ties with nothing in them, because that's where our bow is going to go. It's going to go in between those 2 ties. So just like that, just like we talked about, making it look a little bit like a bird, if you want to imagine it that way. Tie 1, 2, tuck it underneath, kind of fluff these out, move on to the next one. There we go. If you guys are enjoying this tutorial, ooh, that's a tongue twister, and have made it this far, if you guys can leave me a comment or like or share or even subscribe to this video, that will help me out a lot. It helps to show YouTube that people are enjoying what I'm doing and that it's helping somebody, which is whether you're here to learn what goes into a wreath or if you're starting to make wreaths on your own. Either way, just let me know down in the comments below. So we got that one made. Put it into that tie. We got 1 more to go. Also, if you're making wreaths on your own, I'd love to know what theme you're going to do. Just like this one is obviously a bee theme, but you can do this technique with any theme. Christmas, fall, really anything. Here's our last one. We're going to put that in that tie. Then we're going to take those last 2 ties and we're just going to fold them underneath. And then we'll be good to go. One thing that I always do too is I add a hanger on the back of my wreath. So once I'm done with the wreath and I know where I'm going to put the bow and the bow is on or the sign is on, I take a half pipe cleaner. I take one of my business cards and I punch a hole in it, and then I put my business card through that pipe cleaner and attach it to the back of the wreath. All right, so there we go. All ready to go. Ready for us to put our bow on. All right, see you next time. Thanks, bye.